Let's go for your questions. First of all, we have some shout outs, and I am excited to have these. Oh man, we have a lot of shout outs, which is great. Let me just find them in here. Here we go. Sorry about that. We have Patricia Ward. Hi, Patricia. Thanks for watching. Jess Gibbsob, Connie Powell, David Anglin, Burley Sullivan, Ewan Vanette, Marty Wilson, Vicky Stapleton, Natalie Cassidy, Nicole Radbone, Charlotte Jurgens. Thank you all. We also have one from J.A. Hi, Nate. My sister-in-law. I've been following you from the beginning. My sister-in-law lives in Idaho Falls. Her birthday is this Saturday on April 5th. Happy birthday. She's in the hospital in isolation battling pneumonia and cancer. Her name's Corrine Adams. Shoot, I'm sorry, Corrine. Will you please give her a happy birthday? Absolutely. Happy birthday, Corrine. You are probably an Aries too. Aries? Is that how you say it? Aries. I've been talking Jody Aries. I'm an Aries too. My birthday's coming up on April 14th. So I hope you feel better soon and that you're out of the hospital. And thank you so much for watching. We have people watching in Louisiana, Norway, Panama, Maine, Shelley, Idaho, Lethbridge, Canada, Carmarth, Ayrshire, Wales. I hope I said that right. Arkansas, Lady Lake, Florida, Zimbabwe. Wow. Buell, Idaho, New Zealand, Barina, New South Wales, Australia, Moscow, Russia. Wow. That's amazing. Scotland, Ireland, UK, and England. Thank you all very much for watching and for following and subscribing and just being the best audience there is out there. We have some questions. Vicky. Has it ever been discovered where Lori was in March of 2019 when she was missing? She was in Hawaii, and for, I believe, 72 days. She went with, she may have gone by herself, but then I think Melanie Pulowski joined her, and then Sabrina, a couple of her friends, Melanie Gibb, I think, went out there too, so she was in Hawaii. Trish, I heard Lori say she had a $2 million policy on herself. Did we know this? I also caught her saying that. It didn't stick out to me. Maybe we knew this, or maybe we didn't. But I believe we did know that. I believe that came out in an earlier trial, or someone had told me that. But yeah, she did have a large policy on herself. What is the case involving Brandon Boudreaux about? Suzanne says. Well, Brandon Boudreaux was married to Lori's niece, Melanie. And they were going through a divorce, and Brandon had moved out, and Brandon was driving home from the gym when he was shot at, and his window was shattered, and somebody shot at him from a Jeep. And now we know it was Alex Cox in the Jeep Tylee had been using that had been in Rexburg, but at this time Tylee had died, been killed. And so most likely it appears Alex took the Jeep from Idaho, drove it down to Arizona to shoot Brandon. He missed. He then drove back to Idaho. Brandon called the police. And so Lori is charged in conspiracy to commit his murder. And so they're alleging that that Lori knew about what was happening. They figured that Brandon had a large life insurance policy or access to money, and presumably. And so that's what that case is about. And that one will happen when this one's over. Cece, what do we know about Trina Kay? She seems so calm. Does she have a team that helps her? I've seen her sitting alone during pretrial. She has so far she's got herself and then a paralegal who sits next to her, at least during jury selection. And that's it that we've seen. She's high up in the prosecutor's office for the county. She worked homicide. She was assigned this case because she was over homicides when it happened. I believe she's been promoted up since then, but she's remained on this case. And they have the prosecuting office in Maricopa County is so huge. So just amazingly big compared to what we've seen here in Idaho. So yeah, she might have help back at the office, but it sounds like she's going to be doing this on her own. Lori Vallow Daybell, this is from Cindy, stated she would be able to get in touch with everyone on her witness list if she was able to call them, yet Adam Cox is on her list. Knowing how he feels about her, knowing he has no wish to keep her out of jail, I'm curious. What are your thoughts? Well, Adam is on the prosecutor's list, and he's cooperating with them and has been likely served a subpoena. So he's going to be testifying anyway. So anything that Lori would want to ask, she could probably get it in during cross-examination, and she wouldn't need to call him as her witness. So I don't think just because you don't want to testify, that gives you an out. I think that if you have to, kind of do it. So, yeah, that's where that stands. So I think we will hear from Adam during this trial. He was the one that was texting Charles. We went through that the other day. And he will likely take the stand for the prosecution, and then Lori could probably cross-examine him. Tony asks, when the actual trial begins, will we continue to see Lori's backside, or will the cameras be pointed at her face? Sadly, you will not see her face. The judge has ordered that there's one camera. It's at the very back of the courtroom in a media room. So the camera's shooting through glass, so no one can see the camera, and the lights are off in the room. You will be able to see Lori if she gets up to the podium. Well, actually, no, you'll still see the back of her. And she addresses the witness, but you will see the witness. You will have a front shot of the witness and the judge. We wish that there was a camera in the front of the courtroom so you could see all sides, or that there was multiple cameras, but the judge didn't go for that. And we're just glad we have a camera in there. Cindy, another Cindy, who's paying for Lori's street clothes? Well, from what I understand, it's the clothes that she had in Idaho, and also somebody out there, somebody probably watching, has sent her some clothes to wear during the trial. How precise is the location data on cell phones? Daniel asks. That is a good question. I know that it was pretty precise when they went through all the evidence in Idaho, dealing with the day that Charles Vallow was shot, the fact that Lori was at Burger King and Walgreens and all over the place, and they knew the time stamps, and that I believe Charles's geolocation was on so that you could track it. So pretty precise from all indications. We'll see. Is Courtroom Insider available in jail? Well, I don't know. If you're watching and you're in jail, please email me or put a comment or call me collect, and we'll see. I don't think Lori has access to the internet, but it is possible that if her attorneys watch, they could go in the next day and show it to her. As far as Lori's prior conviction, can they be used in order to establish a pattern of behavior even though they will be limited? That was the discussion the other day about how much can be brought in, especially if Lori takes the stand. Will the jury be informed about her prior convictions? And I don't know if they decided on that. But we'll see. We'll see everything that comes out. I don't think they'll go heavy and deep, but they might. Rosie asks if I've interviewed Brandon Boudreau. I have not. I've spoken with Brandon many, many times over the years. I think he did one media interview at the very beginning, and that was it. He's remained out of the spotlight, but we talk, and hopefully one day I'll get a chance to sit down with him and you guys can watch the conversation. Lindsay, do judges know about the cases at all prior to court, or do they find out right along with the jury? Does the judge know the evidence from the other cases before this one? I think that's up to the judge. I think the judge freely has a staff who can go out and research, can look stuff up, can learn how high profile is. A lot of times they walk into these cases blind. They don't know what's going to be happening, but they do have access to all the evidence. And they do know what's going to be admitted as exhibits, and they do know what, the prosecution, the defense has to say. We plan to admit this, so they're able to see it. So it's not like anyone's completely shocked when they take the witness stand and, oh my goodness, what's on the screen? Autopsy photos, what? They have to know whether he had an in-depth knowledge about everything in Idaho. I'm unsure. Maybe he's a little curious and he went online to look it up, but I don't know. Nancy, at first Lori got feisty, then got really demure. Do you really think she will act up for the men jury? I have no idea. Monday will be quite telling. We'll see. You're right. She was quite feisty and then very calm. Taisha, I know you said they changed the rules for the Jodi Arias trial as far as the public coming to court, but I'm still not sure if the public can attend. Oh no, you can attend. You can attend. The public can attend. There are The first row in the courthouse is reserved for, in the courtroom is reserved for victims, witnesses, families, so you can't sit there. And the back row is reserved for media. And I believe there's 15 seats on each of those. So then there's 3 rows of 15. So around 45 to 50 seats per day. Yeah, you're welcome to come. And if you can get in, you can get in. If you can't, there's waiting areas outside that you can wait. And if someone leaves, you can get their seat. But yeah, it's open. You may have mentioned this, but why is Lori representing herself in court? Did she throw the legal team off her case? Well, this is from Joyce. She had a legal team in the beginning. And they resigned or stepped down or said there was a conflict of interest, and they all left. She was assigned a new team, and Lori said, I want to go pro se. I want to represent myself. The judge said, are you sure? Different hearings were held, and ultimately, she wants to be her, her own attorney. Joe Main, when will you get an interview with Lori? Well, that's up to her. I've asked, and we've talked. And I'm ready when she is. Probably won't be during the trial, maybe after. Catherine says, can the jury know why Tylee, who is there in the police station interviewing, is not in court? I imagine they will say through a witness or something that Tylee is no longer alive. Are they allowed to bring in information from the Idaho cases to court in Arizona? That will be limited, I would imagine. They've talked a little bit about that. Much like they brought in some Arizona into the Idaho cases, I believe it will be the same the other way too. Lori, do you think they will ever find out where Tylee was killed? I wish. I don't think we'll ever know. Maybe one day Chad or Lori might say something, but I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever know for sure. Jesse, if Lori's convicted and found guilty in Arizona, where will she complete her life sentences? Would it be in Arizona or back in Idaho? Curious if there'd be a battle about where she will serve her time. Well, it's already been decided, and Lori will go back to Idaho. She is an Idaho inmate, regardless of the verdict here, of the sentencing here. She could be found guilty, not guilty. When this one's done and Brandon's case is done, Lori will be back in prison in Pocatello and will spend the rest of her life there. No chance of parole. She will die in prison. Joe, did you follow the Dior Coons case? Yes, I have been for 10 years now. That's the little boy who disappeared camping with his parents and relative and grandpa and friend 10 years ago this summer. I cannot believe it's been 10 years. As someone else asked if I've interviewed the parents. I have. It's been some time. I hope to interview them again this year, and others, because it is the 10-year anniversary of that disappearance. And just when this trial is all over, hope to do something on that. Okay, I think those are it for the questions. Thank you all very much for watching. Here's where you can find me on social media: Facebook, X, Instagram, and YouTube. And for those on Meet and the Eatons, hi to you as well. We'll be back tomorrow, a special edition, a full hour Q&A with Special Prosecutor Rachel Smith. I asked you all to send in questions, and boy, did you ever. I've got pages and pages of them right here. We're going to go through them all, everything from this case to other murders, to the challenges they faced in Idaho, to the challenges they might face in Arizona. It'll be a really compelling hour. I hope that you'll tune in tomorrow night. And then we're back live Sunday night in Arizona from another hotel room as we get ready for this trial, which will begin Monday. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a great night. I'm Nate Eaton. This is Courtroom Insider.